Yeah, Mace Up the Purples, my name is Bless Beats. We do have a little bit of a makeshift setup here where I'm staying in the situation I'm in right now. So that has thrown me a little bit off the schedule, but I'm doing what any sensible bachelor would do and trying to improve on my finger drumming skills, of course. So I figured why not make some learnability content out of it and take you through the process of these beats that I'm making. Hence this series, Chop Shop, where you get a little bit of tips and tricks on how to manipulate your samples, be creative with them, and also the layout of how to organize things when you're preparing them for a finger drumming mode. I am in no way, sense or form, finger drumming pro. If you want to look for a real finger drumming pros, look at Dat Son, Gnarly Music. There's another great one I'm thinking about, but it's slipping my tongue. You know who I mean. Maybe it's you. I want to be like you, okay? So that's what I've been focusing on right now, and I'll take you along for the ride. For the people who have done the Machine Noobs Mastery School, you will be able to follow along perfectly fine with this, and I do think that this will be some great complementary content after you've done the course. Other people, if you've never seen the machine before, maybe it will be a little bit hard to follow along. Maybe I'm a bit speedy at some points. I'll try next time to be more precise with it so even you can follow along also. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I mean, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Check it out. That was our source sample. I've already chopped it up, so these are the chops. I want to play it something like this. And we're going to make a sequence out of that. So first I'm going to lock the BPM in by tapping it. Just so there are no nasty gaps in between. I want everything to flow smoothly. It was close to 85 BPM, so I'm just going to fine tune it to lock it into 85 precisely, not 85.53 or nothing like that. Now we're going to turn off fixed velocity, because that repetitive note you'll see is going to be very annoying if there's no dynamic at all to it. You see? Still a little bit repetitive, but a little bit more dynamic. Next step is going to be to resample this stuff so we can trigger it just by pressing the pad once. Hop into the sampler. Make sure the source is set to internal, and I'm sampling it from the master. Page 2 recording mode set to detect. Should trigger it instantly. Alright. Now we're going to chop this up into 4 different pieces. I made a little boo-boo. I actually had a limiter on the master, so when I resampled it, it bumped up the volume. It doesn't sound great. So that's one thing to be wary of and checking before. Turning fixed velocity back on here, just for now. Now I want to perform an operation at all of the pads at the same time. So I hold select, press multi, and select all of these 4. Now I'll set the polyphony to 1. And go into pad mode and set the choke group to 1. Now they're all going to be choking each other. No double sounds going to be going on, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the last page and check something interesting out. Now the fixed velocity is off again. Now check this out. When we pull the volume down to close to 0, the velocity is not going to affect it. Meaning if I smash it loosely, it's going to be as if the full velocity was on. That way we control each pad individually. So I want the hi-hat in this case to be affected by how hard I smash it, but I want the other sounds to always play at the same volume. So let's see what other sounds I have in here. Just some drum sounds. This little synthesizer thing that eventually I resampled and put a grain delay on, so I can delete that. See what happened there? On my 4 rock and roll samples, I set the link group to 1 and send, but the bass sound is set to link group 1 and receive. So anytime I press one of the samples, it's going to trigger the bass sound too. All right, that was that. I hope you learned something from that. There's always little bits and pieces of technicalities that we can pick up from following processes. Join us in the Discord, the Black Hole. We have weekly beat challenges and just a bunch of lovely, skillful people over there. Also, Patreons, thank you. Thank you to supporting me. Right now, it is helping out more than ever. You have no idea, so I appreciate that. Okay, bye-bye.